Just a couple notes. Obviously, a good win, division win at home. It didn't start off well, but we bounced back. And then, the 3 takeaways and then the ball security on offense. And there are a number of things that, lead you to having success in winning a game. With that, I'll take any questions.
Yeah, Sean, the Surtain pick 6 kind of turned the game on its head there. Just talk about that, and did you sense that it could be a momentum difference and you had to step on the gas there?
Well, there's no stepping on the gas. He made a good play, so it wasn't like, he made a real good play. The significance of the play is it's a 10-point play because they're probably, in a minimum, going to kick a field goal from where it happened at. So that was a huge play for us. And at that point, then all of a sudden now it's 10-7. But that was, again, this game constantly goes back and forth. And when you score on defense, you win 80-some% of the time, and then 3 turnovers to none. But certainly it was a huge play, and at least a 10-point play.
Sean, in the second half, obviously, Bo and the offense got going. Was there anything particularly allowed it to happen, or just the way the game unfolded?
Look, I thought we ran it. We started getting some pressure looks. We still shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, and yet really came up with some big plays that we needed. They started. I think there was that point we talked about it on the sideline. Like, the pressure is going to go up now. We just got to know where we're going with the football and being decisive with it, and we did.
Obviously, the 8-game losing streak. Now, how much does it matter to just get, you talked about this week, division win at home, and then a win against this team?
Yeah, I think it's a big deal to win at home. Look, any team that any of us have been a part of that has been any bit successful has played well in the division, has typically played well at home. And we talked about that during the week. Our fan base, man, we've got to capitalize on playing well here, and so that was one of the things we discussed. The Raider thing or whatever, not so much, but we understand it's a division game, and it was an important game for us.
Coach, how would you characterize the conversation you had with Bo after the miss fired in the end zone
Yeah.
to Franklin? And I've seen you have these conversations.
It's part of the deal. Listen, last year, all of a sudden, it's just, there's still a little bit of Ferris Bueller in this player that we got to get rid of. All right, talking about Bo, and I love him to death. And so sometimes it's my love language. All right?
Can you say what it was about?
No.
Okay.
No. Absolutely not.
Coach, the end of the first half there, after you tied at 10 to get the field goal there, you speak to how critical that was to get the lead going into halftime and the potential.
We went backwards, and then we complete a play that gets us in field goal range. That's the sequence you're talking about.
At the end of the first half.
Yeah. That was significant. Because when you think about, despite everything that happened in the first half, here it is where that's tough when you're on the other side of that. And so then we get the re-kick. We had seen that they push, talked to the officials about it, and fortunately they saw it. And then, we made the next kick. So I thought it was a big sequence.
Javonte Williams had 110 total yards for you, 50 on the ground, 60 receiving. What's been the key to getting him going and being the player you anticipated?
I think, look, the one thing that's significant, and I know you guys know this, if you can convert some 3rd and 4th downs, you get to run more plays. And when you don't, and we're still not at that number, we're still – and so when you don't, then you look at 58 plays tomorrow instead of 72. And then when we look at 58 on Wednesday, you guys will ask me, can we get Mims going more? Or we got a lot of plays, but, man, we need to get better on 3rd down to get to him. I think Javonte, man, he ran hard. I think you guys felt that. I did. And there was a little bit more stress maybe on that room relative to the 2 backs knowing they were going to get a bigger workload as opposed to 3 total. And So I was real proud with how he played. And look, I haven't seen the film, but I think we blocked him pretty good.
Coach, it was Bo Nix's first game with multiple passing touchdowns. How would you grade his day today?
I thought, look, we start with, lead your team to wins and lead your team to the end zone. And I thought he did a good job of that. He made some really good plays with his feet. He's hard to sack. And then, you worry about the matchup with Crosby and Palcho. There's a lot going on when he's coming off the bus, and then the protections. But I thought he played well.
Coach, at 0-2, you said, we'll look in the mirror and we'll see what kind of team we are coming up. 3 games later, what kind of team?
Like it had a chance to be. Yeah, we're going to find out a little bit about our grit and resolve and some of those things. It had a chance to, and so I'm pleased that obviously we went on the road for a couple of weeks, and just as importantly, pleased that we were able to win this game, especially in light of like the people that were here today and the people that went into the Ring of Honor and the alumni. I mean, it's important for us to play well here, and then today, more importantly, I would say.
Sean, you mentioned that you knew you were going to get some pressure looks. Also, we're dealing with some injuries along the offensive line. What was just your impression of how you guys sort of handled that in and out part of it?
Yeah, that was kind of in flux. Look, we're communicating from 1 minute we think this, and then, someone's back in, and then do we still have our jumbo package? Because we have a jumbo package, but then Pert is playing at right tackle. So some of that stuff is just it certainly helps when you have the 8th offensive lineman. There were years where it wasn't always the case, but it's just got to happen fast.
Sean, to your right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just curious, what do you mean by Ferris Bueller?
Oh, it's just funny.
Yeah, I mean, just personality, or I'm just asking.
Yeah, Ferris was kind of quirky, doing his own thing once in a while. I mean, I don't know. Did you watch the movie? Have you ever seen it? He's still got a little Ferris Bueller in him. I mean, he's got some. We
Mischievous.
Not that, maybe a little bit, kind of subtly. Look, there are times where you send something in, and then I don't want it flipped, and then it gets flipped and so it's all good. He works his tail off, and I am that way, and so it just is what it is, and yeah, that's it.